What's up guys, my name is Dimos and welcome to another tutorial. Today I'm going to show you the basic render effects in GIMP. So to begin with, this is a render I've made with Blender. It's a 3D program and it's an open source, so it's free. And if you don't know how to do a render like this, you can just check my own tutorial on how to do this. There will be a link in the description. So let me go on. This is a render workspace that's privately mine. I've made it. It's pretty simple. You can also make your own. It's about 2014-40 height. So once you have it, you can edit your renders, grow them up or small them. So once we are adding all of these things, it's time for us to begin. So once you have this render, what you need to do is to go here and press alpha to selection. So now you're adding a new layer. Be sure that it is transparent, and then you take your bucket and be sure to have some white color, and then go to selection and invert. Why I'm doing invert, that's why if you have the alpha already, it goes to selection inside, but if you click invert, it goes outside, and if you click invert again, it does exactly the same thing. So once you do this, go ahead and fill it with white color. So once you are done, remove the selection. You can also go to select and click none. So once you're done with that, that's not our background, obviously. So I'm not going to show you the lighting at this part. I'm only going to show you the render effects. So once we're here, we're going to filters, blur, Gaussian blur. It does an amount of about 40. It depends on how big your render is. So if you press enter, it copies the same number, and then click OK, and as you can see, we have quite something like this. So once we're done with that, we go again for alpha to selection and do exactly the same thing with an invert. Just come up here and press delete. So as you can see, we're adding a source of inner glow in our render, which is pretty cool in my opinion. As you can see, it's my most lovely effect and I really like it. It's the best one, I think, in my opinion. But before we begin with such a thing, I want you to do some details in our render. So one detail is to take our free select tool and click about, I don't know, leave it like it has already. So once you are with that, what you have to do, well, firstly figure out where the leg ends. It's about here, and then I'm going to drag a selection like this and then close it permanently. Then I'm going to, whoops, I was mistaken. Actually, what I wanted to do was to cut it, but I closed it at the wrong angle. So once you're done with that, just press delete in your render. And actually, I made some mistakes. I made it clear to the upper layer. So, well, just don't delete here, right? Because it's our inner glow. Delete this one. Delete. You should add the inner glow once again, but I guess it's fine. So come here and delete it also. So actually, I could just, take some time. So, well, once we're done with that too, now you're going to say, hey, your selection is bad. I mean, hey, look at this. This is bad. Well, actually, it's a good detail, like it's coming from a light source or something. So I don't care that much about it. So once we're here, just press delete, and well, we're fine. So it's like this. You can just make some selection and then add the inner glow. Well, I think there's no need for that. So we're done with the cape, but there are some small details actually. Let me make another inner glow. We need to edit this thing first. So once we're here, what you need to do, oh, this leg is kinda glitchy. So I know it's a black render and quite difficult to understand where it ends and where it finishes, but I'll do my best to realize. So I'm going to outline the cape. I'm not doing it all the time actually. This is what, it's a detail you can add, so I would like you to show it. I would like to see this in this tutorial. So once we're here, we are just scaling it up like this, and then we're trying to figure out where the leg fin is. It's about right here, if I'm not mistaken, and it goes about here. Well, be sure to don't do such a bad pixelize. So then here, come here, and actually I'm making a new hand. So once we're here, what I want you to do is to go to filters, blur, motion blur. Actually, not even. I'm going to filters, distort, and eye warp. So what I want you to do is to play around with this, just choose a nice deform radius, and well, I was sure I should do this that way. Go to edit, copy, delete, and then go to a new layer, cape, cape. So then go to edit and paste, and actually, well, if I just does not have a selection, it comes like this. So what I want you to do now is to go to the filters and the eye warp once more. So you're here, it's quite small, so try to be easy at this, and well, be sure not to affect this part. So maybe let me grow down the radius once more, just play with the cape to be soft lit, and it's fine. As you can see, well, you can actually make very good warps with this. It's our means distort, but you really need a small radius. So, well, maybe a little bigger and some smaller amount of it. So once we're here, I'm going to do some like this. Actually, I'm editing the cape right now. So once we're done with that, here it comes to be our cape. Well, we could do it better, but actually I don't have that much time. So once we're done, and with that, you can merge this down. So like this, right here, another small detail is to go to our paintbrush and have a paintbrush small enough, be sure to have one, and go to a new layer which is transparent, click highlight. So once you're done with that, go for a triple click right here, click here, and click here. You can do more things, but I guess it's fine like this. So what I like to do is to duplicate the layer, then go around here and change it from the other side. I don't know why not change, but if I move it, well, I think I've done something wrong. I'm not sure. Actually, let me move it first. Let me take this and then move it so it's like the other eye, and then go to this, click, and just, why would it do that? So I think that's why. Like this, and we're going to, oh damn, well, seems like we have to lock the active layer, and as we're in this one, it comes like this, and actually we need to make a small rotation. Oh damn, I think it's fine like this. So once we're done with that rotation, then we can just move it back here. It's, you know, some highlight. If you have a different color than black in your eyes, you can just go to your smart tool and begin clicking layers, because it does some midtones. Well, actually you can also use your smart tool, but it does particularly the same thing, but just use burn, in my opinion it's better. So once we're done with that, I'm going to merge those two layers down and then merge them with our render. So here it comes like this. Now we can particularly add the inner glow, but let us do some other details first. So like, let's say filters. Well, firstly duplicate the layer, go to filters, edge, detect, and then edge. So once you're here, you have to choose one. Okay, I'm going to choose Laplace, or I don't know, let me find it. Well, you know what? Uh, let's go to have the highlight at the separate bar. So go to filters, go to repeat edge once more, and well, I messed up, but well, it's okay. So if you just lower the opacity, I know it darkens out the render, but you can see how those layers right here is so beautiful, and I want it like this. So merge this down, and it's fine, it's really cool. So another detail, I'm going to alpha to select, and then I'm going to add a gradient. So go here for a new layer, come to this thing. Actually, I'm not changing the names of the layers. I think it's like this. I can focus on them or remember them. If you can remember them, just change the name. It's really helpful, in my opinion at least. So be sure to have white and black exactly with this order, and then I'm moving a guide from here to here. When you see those small arrows, you can just drag it. So once you're here, drag it until down. Actually, I want to be quite smaller because I want this to be darkened. So as you can see, if we lowered it down already, it had some things, but better choose the overlay. It's the best option. So you can also you can still play with your opacity, but actually I think it's fine, at least for me. So I'm going for a merge down again. So let me remove the selection, and it's time for our inner. It's time for our inner glow. So once we're here, we go all for the selection. Actually, I add the inner glow first, but I'm editing the cape as you can see. So let's go on, and we have the white color. So new layer. This is going to be named inner glow. Just remember that. I'm merging the most layers, so it's easy to have so little. So once we're done with that, I'm going to go select, invert, click. I'm just going to make it really fast. So again, remove the selection, go to filters, blur, Gaussian blur, about 40, and then click OK. Well, why remove the selection is to blur the whole white thing, because if I don't do this, it's actually going to blur only the outline and remove the selection like it has, and that's not something I wanted. So once we're here, go for an overlay, which is not so helpful, lighten only, which is going for our color. So when you're here, click off with selection, select invert, and press delete. Well, press delete. Well, I know it's kinda troublesome. You can save the selection. Actually, I'm not going to show you how. Sorry, I'm a really selfish guy. So, well, but I think it's fine until now. Well, this is an inner glow, and it's really cool. I love it. I'm pretty sure you love it too. Actually, as you can see, I've made a pretty good sword here. It's a nice extrude. Anyway, but I think that lowering the opacity down might be a little bit better. About here, I think it's fine. I think it's cool. It's better like this than having it like this. What do you say? Well, I think it's fine. Like, well, god dang it, like this. I think it's the best option. So I'm just going for the highlight and a merge down, and then I'm not still going to merge down the inner glow because I want you to show you a small little detail. You can also do selections in the hand which are clear with our edge detect technique, and add some inner glow outside. Let's say like taking the selection right here, and well, coming around like this, and well, you're going to understand what I'm doing. So I'm going to do again the inner glow part. So once again, I'm going to select, invert, bucket fill, the outline, then select none, filters, blur, Gauss's blur, and then OK. So we are here, and now if I still remove this thing, I'm going again for my own selection. I'm not going to do it exactly because I don't want to add it, but I want to show you why it gives some detail. I have used it in my banner already, so I know well it gives a great detail. So let's say you're like this, and then you come here and select, invert, delete, and well, it's like some kind of lighting. And lower the opacity down to have it to be same. It's actually a nice antithesis. Well, you can have an inner glow like this and the whole body. And I think it could fit right here because it's the cape. But actually, well, I think it's pretty fine until now. So, yeah. I'm just going to remove this because I don't like it that much. It's an inner glow, but it's completely out of range and I don't like it. So one last detail before we remove this inner glow. I'm going to add a new layer and go for a foreground color. I want it to be white, and lower it on the inner glow and press overlay. It really gives a light to the render, but well, this might need to have a bigger opacity on. So like this, then you can merge this down and not affect the whole render workspace. And as you are done with that, well, then once again go here and merge this down, and that's pretty much the render effect. So well, now one last thing I can do is to give some glow, let's say, or light save. There are tons of effects I can do with my sword, and I know I messed up with these 8. I could delete them when I had the chance, but now I think I can't do anything. So once we're here, what you can do is add a new layer once more and name it add. So well, it would be better if it was transparent. So once we're here, I'm going to take my paintbrush tool and then have a bigger brush, just because be sure that it can fit completely our sword. That's what I want to do. So once you're here, click around like this and come, just press shift and drag a layer all along. That's a lighting, and that's what it means to be the eyes. So once you're here, wait, what? Just take your rubber and begin, smoothing this light, because I think it's too big for our sword. So I'm going to smooth it at least a lot. You can also just alpha select, or lower the opacity down, and then delete things you don't like let's say here. Actually, it's fine. So once we have the opacity up, we're coming here and press addition. You're changing to addition, and then well, lower the opacity still and delete those outrageous things. Who told them they could exist? So once you're done with that, and you can see this addition clearly, there you go. This is an effect, but actually this is really messy, so I think I have to delete a lot of things, a lot of the outer brass. So yeah, I'm trying enough. Just some correction right here. You can do a color correction, of course. And once we're done with that, here you can see there's some pretty much beautiful lighting in our iron sword. Well, it's better than this at least. So once we're done and with that, you can merge this down or even colorize it. Let's say colorize, I don't know. You have to decrease the lighting and increase the saturation, and then you can do anything you want. It's an addition, but for the tutorial purposes I'm going to have it a white. So merge this down. Well, maybe not. Yeah, so I wish this tutorial was really helpful. If you want another tutorial about the CC and lighting, you can just subscribe to my channel and give this video about 20 likes. I think I'm not asking that much, at least for my subs. So okay, if you really enjoyed this video, Leaving a like will be really helpful for me because I like these tutorials, but I want a purpose to exist. And also subscribe to my channel for having more of them. So that's for now. I really wish you like it, so bye.